everyone, welcome to the Computer Skills ICT course that is brought to you courtesy of Shumba Training Centre Limited. My name is Mr. Wata Jeremiah, and it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here. Today we are going to start our very first lecture, and we are going to ask ourselves, what is a computer? Throughout this course and throughout this lecture, we are going to understand the basics of computers and how we can use them and how we can use computers to power up our productivity in our everyday life. And in this lecture, we are going to start from the very beginning and define what a computer is. So let's get started in today's very interesting session. Now, we are asking ourselves, what is a computer? And here we are saying a computer is an electronic device that manipulates information or data. So you have some data that you have collected that data from somewhere else, then you bring it into the computer and it's going to manipulate that data and to give you meaningful information. So that is what a computer is. So it allows data to enter it, then it's going to process that data, then it's going to give you meaningful information at the end of the day. Then it does this at amazing speeds and with amazing accuracy. All right. So a computer has the ability to store, has the ability to retrieve and process data. So these are super abilities of a computer. You may already know that you can use a computer to type documents, to send emails, to play games, and to browse the internet. Among other things, these are the duties or the functions of computers. With a computer, you can type a document such as a letter of application. You can type a document such as a CV. You can type a document to relay some information such as a memo or an announcement. With a computer, you can send an email to your colleague, to your friend, to your family member, or to anyone else. You can type an email and send it to them. You can also download and play games on your computer. Apart from that, you can also browse the internet and to view web pages using the computer. You can also use it to edit or create spreadsheets, presentations, and even make videos or take pictures. So there are so many functions of a computer, and each of these functions has made our lives very easy and very straightforward in the way we operate and in the way we do our everyday duties and tasks. Now, in understanding the computer, let us look at the hardware and the software. These two are very, very important in our understanding of computers. Firstly, before we talk about different types of computers that we have, we need to talk about two things which all the computers have in common, and that is hardware and software. Now, this picture here, this image that you can see is a representation of a computer hardware. Then this other one here is a representation of computer software. We have some software here. We have Word, we have a video software, we have Google, we have Instagram, we have all these iTunes, we have all these software that you can use to run our computers. So let's go in detail looking at these two. Now, a hardware is any part of your computer that has a physical structure, such as the keyboard or mouse. It also includes all of the computer's internal parts, which you can see in the image that I'm going to show you below. So before I show you that image, let me just explain. So here we're saying, when you look at the computer, whatever it is that you can see, that is the hardware. When you look at the physical parts of the computer, you're looking at the computer hardware. And each of the physical parts have a specific function to do. Now, a software, on the other hand, is any set of instructions that tells the hardware what to do and how to do it. Examples of software include web browsers, games, and word processors. So a software is a program that has been written with a set of instructions that are going to dictate what to do and how to do it to the hardware. For example, you can have an audio software that is going to issue instructions to the computer speakers to produce the sound. So the speakers are hardware and the software is that audio software that you have installed on your PC. or on your computer. So that is what is known as a software. Everything that you do on your computer will rely on both the hardware and the software. These two work hand in hand. You cannot use hardware without software. In the same way, you cannot use software without hardware. So these two work hand in hand, and you need them to be functional for a computer to work nicely. For example, right now you are viewing this lesson, you are able to watch this video in a web browser using the software. And you are using your mouse, that is your hardware, to click from one page to the other. Apart from that, you're able to listen to my voice right now, and you're able to hear what I'm saying because of the speakers, and the speakers are hardware. Okay. As you learn about different parts of computers, ask yourself about the differences in their hardware. As you are going to progress in this lesson, you need to be asking yourselves the differences between the hardware of different computers. As you progress through this course, you will see that different types of computers also often use different types of hardware and software. Now let's look at the types of computers that we have. When most people hear the word computer, they think of it as a personal computer such as a desktop or a laptop. So you have a desktop and a laptop. Okay. However, computers come in many different shapes, sizes, and they perform many different functions in our daily lives. So when you withdraw cash from an ATM or the automated teller machine, when you scan groceries at a store, or when you use a calculator, you are using a type of computer, except that you didn't know that it is a computer. Okay. So these are images of computers. I'm going to explain more about these, and you're going to understand as we progress. Now let's look at desktop computers. Now, desktop computers, many people use these computers at work, at home, and in schools. Desktop computers are designed to be placed on a desk, and they are typically made up of a few different parts, which include the computer case, monitor, keyboard, and a mouse. So a desktop computer is typically made for being placed on a desk. You cannot move around with a desktop computer. So this picture here is an example of a desktop computer where we have a computer case, this one here, where the processing happens. Then we have the display here, the monitor, where the content that is being processed here can be displayed on this monitor. In addition to that, we have this keyboard that is used to interact with the computer. You can type your content here, you can type some words and everything else, then it's going to be processed in here and it will be displayed right here. You can also use a mouse to move around and point anywhere on the screen. As you can see, the mouse pointer that I'm using right now is able to point wherever I want or whenever I move this mouse. Okay, so that is what is known as the desktop computer. Moving on, we have something known as the laptop computers. Now, these laptop computers are a second type of computer that you may be familiar with right now. And these are commonly known as the laptop. Laptop computers are battery-powered computers, and they are more portable than desktops, allowing you to use them almost anywhere. So you have a laptop that is fitted with a battery inside. You can charge the battery. Then everything that you have described on a desktop is right here on a laptop. We have a display here. We have a keyboard here. We have this touchpad here, which is working as a mouse. So all the parts of a desktop computer are fitted in one unit known as a laptop. This is why a laptop is more portable to carry, and it's very easy to move around and use it anywhere you go in this world. So this is what is known as a laptop computer. Now we move on to tablet computers. Tablet computers, or simply tablets, are handheld computers that are even more portable than laptops, because a laptop you only need to carry it in a bag, okay, or in a backpack. Instead of a keyboard and a mouse, tablets use touch-sensitive screen for typing and navigation. The iPad is an example of a tablet. Okay. So this one here is an example of a tablet We have this one here, the iPad. We have all these things installed right here. Instead of using a keyboard and a mouse, the tablet uses the touch-sensitive screen where you can simply click on and do anything that you want to do. So a tablet is even more portable than a laptop because this one, you can even carry it inside your hand. Okay. We're moving on, we look at servers. Now, a server is a computer that saves up information to other computers on a network. So that is what a server is. For example, when you use the internet, you are looking at something that's stored on a server. Whatever content you're going to see when you're browsing through the internet, that content is stored on a server somewhere. Okay. So when you learn web design, you're going to understand how the whole thing works, how you're able to see content on your computer that has been saved or that has been stored on a different computer, which is known as a server. Okay. So many businesses also use local file servers to store and share files internally. Now, this picture here is an example of a server. We can see these are servers. We have one here, we have another one here, we have another one here. We have all these are servers, and we have a person, for example, who is accessing the information or the data inside the server. So a data center is going to have a lot of servers where data is stored, and this data can be accessed from anywhere in the world as long as that computer is connected to this data center here. So those are servers. We move on, we look at the other types of computers that we have. Many of today's electronics are basically specialized computers, though we don't always think of them that way. Here are a few examples that you can talk about. Look at smartphones. Many cell phones can do a lot of things which computers can also do, including browsing the internet, playing games, viewing pictures, viewing videos, and so on. They are often called smartphones. Apart from smartphones, we also have wearables. Now, wearable technology is a general term for a group of devices, including fitness trackers and wristwatches or smartwatches that are designed to be worn throughout the day. So if you have a smartwatch that you can put on your wrist and move around with it, that is an example of a wearable. These devices are often called wearables for short. Apart from that, we also have game consoles. A game console is a specialized type of computer that is used for playing video games on your TV. An example of a game console is maybe PS5, okay? Apart from that, you can also have box office. So these are examples of game consoles. The other type of computer we have is TV. Many TVs now include applications or apps that can allow you to access various types of online content. For example, you can stream videos from the internet directly onto your TV. So such kind of TVs are known as smart TVs. Okay, so those are a different type of computers. Now let's look at these two categories of computers. We have number one, PCs, and number two, we have Macs. Now, personal computers come in two main styles. Number one, we have PC. Number two, we have Mac. Now, both are fully functional, but they have different look and feel, and many people prefer one to the other. So depending on whichever preferences you have, you may end up choosing Mac or PC. Okay, so it's up to you to explore and find out which one is suitable for you. Just like we have Android phones and we have iPhones. So Android phones belong to Google, and iPhones belong to Apple. Okay, so Apple is a company that makes iPhones and Mac computers. On the other hand, PCs belong to, are run by Microsoft. That is the company that produced the system that is running on PCs. Okay. So here is what we're saying. Let's pick PCs. Now, this type of computer began with the original IBM PC that was introduced in 1981. Other companies began creating similar computers, which were called IBM PC compatible, or often shortened as PC. Okay, so generally, today, this is the most common type of personal computer, and it typically involves or includes the Microsoft Windows operating system. So Microsoft Windows operating system was created by Microsoft, and this is the company that makes Windows operating systems that can run in PCs. Okay. So this is an image representing a PC. So you can see this is a desktop, this is a laptop, and this is a tablet. So all these are running under Windows operating system. So these can be regarded as PCs. Next, we have Mac. Now, the Macintosh computer was introduced in 1984, and it was the first widely sold personal computer with a graphical user interface. So all Macs are made by one company known as Apple, and they almost always run using the Mac OS X operating system. So almost all the Macs use one type of operating system. But for PCs, you can use Windows operating system, you can use Ubuntu, you can also use Linux. But the most common one is Windows PC or Windows operating system. So this image right here is an example of a Mac computer. So we have this Mac desktop and we have a Mac laptop. Both of these are running on the same type of operating system. I know you may be wondering what is an operating system, but don't worry, we are going to understand what an operating system is as we progress in the course, in this course, the Basic Computer Skills course. We have come to the end of this lecture. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mr. Wata Jeremiah, and this is Shumba Training Centre Limited. We shall see you in the next lecture as we continue discussing computer skills ICT. For now, it's bye-bye and take care of yourself.